Today I'm going to let you guys know that these are not notes. These are just quotes because um, they're pretty long quotes, so I can't really remember them. But yeah, so I'm now gonna go onto my um, presentation. And if you see my cat, I am really sorry. She's very hyper at this time. So have you ever gone on about your day and all of a sudden you start feeling really unusual period pains that you just simply feel really uneasy, or you know of somebody that goes through these unusual symptoms while on their period or when they're about to? Well, did you know that our period is as equal as pregnant contractions? Our period can lead to many factors on why we get these type of symptoms. Well, that's because women suffer a month-long menstrual cycle every week, every month. But we have a period of where it's 7 days of our actual cycle. And for some, it may cause a lot of intense body aches throughout the body. And today I'm going to express to you why taking a rest day or a sick day of work or school should become a policy or should be as equally as normalized as one does to take a sick day because of they just want to. As someone who has experienced a lot of fluctuations in their menstrual cycle, I could say that taking a rest day is very beneficial to women, especially because our body is at a sensitive point and our pain tolerance is not the best during that time. Yeah, since it is very sensitive, it is probably not best that you um, over train yourself or restrain yourself. Um, as yeah, so taking a rest day or sick day from your menstrual cycle is significant because it also acknowledges your menstrual cycle symptoms like migraines, brain fog, fatigue, nausea, severe cramps that actually can affect your everyday task or just your overall functioning in the body. When we allow ourselves to take time, we realize how valid our menstrual cycle is to a case of it being an actual health issue than it just being brushed off and eventually in the future having to worry about these severe period cramps or just severe symptoms and you don't know why it may be or why it's being caused. So today we'll talk about the significance of why taking a sick day for your menstrual cycle should be normalized or equally as understanding, because it is important because it also helps us prevent severe burnout and helps us regain the energy we lost while being in that time grace. The significance of your menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle plays a crucial part in the body, and being able to acknowledge its impact can also give you a better understanding of what you can do to prevent these cramps or just overall have a better um, understanding of our awareness when it comes to our health. Um, and I'm going to be sharing a quote in menstrual cycle is a vital sign and important indicator of overall health. It states irregularities in the menstrual cycle include changes in cycle length, intensity of flow, or other negative period related changes, such as cramping, also called dysmorpha, or painful periods, breast tenderness, fatigue, or negative mood swings. And as I shared this, it is very known to have severe cramps and to experience a lot of changes, especially because our body is going through different cycles throughout the whole month. It is never going to stay the same. You're never going to have the same menstrual cycle symptoms. Some um, some days we might experience our symptoms way harder, especially because our menstrual cycle is around 28 days and it enters new eras almost every week. So it is never going to stay the same. Another quote that I also got from the same article, it states the menstrual cycle or period is a term that describes a sequence of events that occurs in the body that prevents responsibility of pregnancy each month. It is measured from the time of the first day of menstruation until the first day of your next menstruation. Um, which is highly important because we track our periods and how often we are getting them, because not having your period 1 month can also mean a pregnancy, or it can also mean an underlying issue that individuals can sometimes ignore and not take seriously. Your menstrual cycle has a huge impact in your body as it is releasing toxins and cleaning out women, while also detecting any underlying issues or any toxins that we don't need in our body. Now that we know a little bit more of our menstrual cycle, we can move forward and learn more about our benefits as we acknowledge prioritizing our rest while in our cycle, as well as helping our body regain what has been lost while being in our cycle. Preventing burnouts. Taking a sick day from your menstrual cycle can help you avoid burnouts by providing your body the rest it requires during times of pain, weariness, and discomfort. It also allows our body to recover and minimize the stress that we tend to put on ourselves. Your menstrual cycle usually lasts around 28 days, but your period cycle can range from 2 to 7 days, depending on how. It also depends on how you are treating your body throughout the month or how you are eating throughout the month as well. However, for those who experience a normal amount of days, they can still experience severe pains, which will imply one needs rest during a sensitive time of their body. In another article was in why more than a million women are keeping period sick days a secret. By in January of 31st, it states almost half of women who experience severe period pains most month. However, a fifth half felt comfortable to take a sick day and openly say it was due to their and period pains, and others battle regular symptoms like nausea, headaches, and migraines. And the reason why this is so important, it is because it proves my point on why sick days should be normalized when a woman decides to take a day off due to her hormones or her body just not feeling as confident as before. It also kind of like shares with us that women do experience a different cycle than most. When we avoid rest, we will eventually feel burnout and just start feeling really low in energy. You just won't go about your day as you normally would when you're not on your period. Now that we have talked about the significance of our menstrual cycle and our burnouts, we can move on to why a sick day can help us also regain the energy that we lost. Taking a sick day during our menstrual cycle can help our body and immune system recover from the fatigue and physical strain that often come from severe symptoms, because it also allows our body to rest and get enough energy that we are losing, which can be sleeping or it can be taking a long walk, as long as you're not straining yourself but also moving yourself. For example, a lot of women feel as they can still lift the same weight at the gym than any other day that's not on their period. However, sometimes it could be the case for some, sometimes it couldn't be the case for some, and some women actually can feel way less confident in themselves when it comes to working out, because they feel as if they're too bloated, they just don't feel good, or they just don't have enough strength to do so. However, a lot of women need a lot of rest days so they can go back to their normal self. Usually women feel 10 times stronger when they are 1 or 2 days off their period, especially if they let themselves rest during a sensitive time. And now I'm going to share another quote and why you should not ignore tiredness from your period. It says, some ways to combat the feeling of tiredness during your period include drinking plenty of water to avoid dehydration, improving sleep quality by getting at least 8 hours of sleep, and doing some physical activity, as it is the best fighter of fatigue, which it is very understandable, which it makes sense, because when we drink a lot of water, we are constantly hydrating ourselves, because we sometimes feel lightheaded or you feel dehydrated, as well as having enough sleep. 8 hours of sleep is usually the amount of time one should be sleeping when they are losing a lot of blood. And then also just doing light physical activities like walking, biking, anything that has to do kind of with just moving your body, not actually lifting weights, can also help a lot, because I feel as lifting weights, it can probably make your periods feel a little bit way more, because you are straining your body and you are lifting instead of actually just like resting and like kind of intuiting yourself with your actual physical body. Um, Today we talked about the significance of why taking a rest day can help our menstrual cycles, especially because it prevents burnouts and regains one's energy that has been lost, and why it is important for women to take their period seriously, and why they shouldn't be afraid to take the day off, or it just becoming a little bit more normalized, because it is not something that one should take lightly. It is something that someone should actually take care of, especially if you are dealing with severe period pains. So I hope you have a better idea on one's menstrual cycle and why you should prioritize your own um, well doings, and it is okay for you to take a rest day. So these are the quotes. They are not notes. These are just quotes. But yeah, thank you for listening.